Hey friends, and welcome back to another pottery template tutorial. Today we're making this super cute teacup, so let's get into it. Once you cut out all the template pieces, you want to roll a 1/2 centimeter slab, and we're going to use the slab to cut out all of our template pieces once. Now, my recommendation is to let your pieces dry out a little bit. You don't want to work with the clay when it's overly wet because then it can be too floppy. So depending on your clay, if it's a little bit of a floppier clay, you might want to set it in front of the fan for about 10 minutes to firm up a little bit. Okay, now we can start assembling. So we're going to start with the body of the teacup. So first I want you to cut each of the ends of this piece at a 45-degree angle, making sure to flip halfway through so these pieces overlap. Then you'll want to slip and score. Bianca's just scoring here because the clay is still pretty wet, but depending on your clay, you might also want to add some slip. Okay, now we're going to overlap those two scored parts. So because of the way we cut it, it should overlap and become an invisible seam once you blend it. This overlapping seam is going to be much stronger than just butting up two ends of the teacup by itself. All right, we're ready to attach the bottom. So you want to line up the teacup body on top of this bottom piece, the base piece. Now you'll notice that the base is a little bit bigger than it needs to be. This is the case for all of my templates. It's always easier to attach first and then trim to size. If you do it the other way around, you end up with a less perfect bottom. So go ahead and attach to this piece, and then once it's well attached, you can trim it to size. And then go ahead and blend the bottom up into the walls of the teacup. And just blend until you're happy with it. There's no right or wrong here. You can be as particular or as loosey-goosey as you want to be. And a wet paintbrush really helps to get any extra scoring marks smoothed out on the inside of your cup. Okay, we're going to move on to the handle. So first we want to shape our teacup handle. And then you can use a knife or an angle cutter to cut these edges also at a 45-degree angle approximately. Depending on the shape of your handle, you can cut this however you like, but I do recommend with a handle as well, that 45-degree angle will create a stronger bond. There's just more material to grab on there. And then this is a great opportunity to disguise your seam. If you still have a visible seam, you can place that handle right on top of your teacup seam to kind of make it disappear. And then simply use your fingers to blend it in. You might want to use a paintbrush to get into the cracks that your fingers aren't going to fit. Just once again, smooth it out to the point that you like it. All right, our mug is complete. Now it's time to put into the kiln. Bianca is going to biscuit. And then she's going to dip it into our classic white glaze. Wipe off the bottom, and then back into the kiln it goes for the final fire. And here is our final result. I love this cute little teacup. This is a perfect beginner project if you're just getting into slab pottery, if you're just getting into hand building ceramics and working with templates. I really recommend this one. This is a very nice intro level piece. It's going to teach you all of the basics, and then you can move on to bigger projects. All right, friends, I hope you enjoyed that tutorial. That's it for me today. I'll see you in the next one. Bye, friends.